Good morning and thank you. Welcome to Term 2. Welcome to the autumn season. Welcome to the next stage in what will be a great 2025 journey. Always lots to celebrate at the beginning of a term, always lots to celebrate at every assembly. Today we will present our first teams for our autumn season, and we will congratulate the Nudgee Team Man Award winners for our summer season. We will also celebrate our Debating Team Man Awards. Big news around the world this week, very sad news for us as a Catholic community, and so to lead us in prayer and with that focus on the death of Pope Francis, I welcome to the microphone Mr. Waugh. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the Turrbal people and commit ourselves to a continuing journey with them towards reconciliation.
Good morning, students, staff and special invited guests. Many of you may have seen on Monday, gentlemen, the tragic news that Pope Francis, the current head of the Catholic Church around the world, passed away. Now, Francis had been fighting a series of different illnesses for quite a few months, and to be completely honest with you, the fact that Francis survived until after Easter almost appears to be quite a blessing. Just to give you a little bit of information, Pope Francis was the 266th Pope that the world celebrated. The first Pope was St. Peter, so after Jesus passed away, Peter became the next 2IC, if you will, and 266 people later, we had Pope Francis. Pope Francis was an Argentinian man. He was the first Pope from the Americas, be it North America or South America, and he was proudly a Jesuit, which means he was a priest who not only promoted the word of the Lord, but also very much focused on education and the world becoming a better place. Gentlemen, for me, 4 key virtues and values stood out when I think about Pope Francis and his legacy. And my challenge to all of us today is to see if we too can be people that promote these characteristics. For me, one of the virtues of Pope Francis is his sense of humility. We are incredibly privileged to be members of Nudgee College, yet I often hear us to be challenged to not being entitled, but instead to be grateful. Pope Francis was very much someone that lived that. One of his first acts when he was appointed Pope was to not ride around on the bulletproof Pope-mobile, but instead to get on the dirty Rome metro so he could meet with people and see where they lived, what they did, and touch them. There was no arrogance about him. There was no shame. He was very much a man of humility. The second virtue for me is that real focus on kindness. And you've heard me multiple times already this year talk about Nudgee being a place where a culture of kindness is promoted. I saw it during the holidays from many young men and staff here, that despite the fact that boys could have slept in on a Tuesday morning, they were instead in the valley at 6:30 a.m. to serve sausages, coffee, drinks and fruit to people in Brisbane's community that are nowhere near as fortunate as us. And on that point, gentlemen, I just want to flag with you once more that the opportunity for you to engage in service opportunities is very much prevalent, and all of the information for that can be found on the student notices each day. It doesn't matter whether you are in Year 5 or right up until Year 12. We encourage you to also be people of kindness. Pope Francis was also a man of hope. It's easy if you turn on the news on any given day to think that the world is in a state of despair. But Pope Francis spoke about positivity. He spoke about living life to the full. And my goodness, we're privileged at this school to be able to be people that have things to smile about, things to be optimistic about. I know our first 11 footballers are certainly very hope-filled for what will be an incredibly exciting season for them, as it will be for tennis and for cross-country. And the final point that Pope Francis lived was that one of dignity. He showed respect for everybody. It didn't matter who you were, what your background was, what your beliefs were. Pope Francis was someone that saw the good in us all. And our calling as people of Nudgee is to ensure that we treat all people with dignity and respect. Gentlemen, there will be a significant tradition in the Catholic Church around the world this week where masses are held to celebrate Pope Francis. And although we're in the Easter season and very much the readings of the day are around Jesus' resurrection and the Acts of the Apostles after Jesus rose from the dead, today, for one time only, at second break or lunchtime, the college will be holding an extraordinary Mass which goes for simply 25 minutes to allow us to gather as a Catholic community to say prayers and pass on our beautiful remembrances and celebration of Francis's life. I understand it's the first day back. I understand it's lunchtime. But if any of you are able to give up 25 minutes to come along to the chapel at second break today to join us in what will be a very unique Mass because it's so quick. There won't be music. The homily will be only 2 minutes. But there are 57% of our college community who identify as being Catholic and members of the Catholic Church. And if you are able, I encourage you to come along at second break today to the chapel to celebrate the life of Pope Francis. But gentlemen, before we progress with all the other wonderful elements of assembly, I'd like to lead us in a prayer this morning which helps to celebrate and remind us of the beautiful legacy that Francis left for us. So if you join with me, please, in making the sign of the cross and listen as I read the prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we pray for the soul of your servant Pope Francis, his family, and the Catholic Church worldwide. May they be comforted by the wonderful memories and lessons he forged. We pray that Francis's legacy will be one which inspires us all to be humble, kind, dignified, and hope-filled people, and live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Gentlemen, before I pass on to so many important messages about sport and wonderful celebrations of both things coming up and things that we've enjoyed in Term 1, it would be remiss of me to not remind you that this coming Friday is Anzac Day. And Anzac Day is an incredibly important day in the Australian calendar. I would suggest that of all the days of celebration in Australia, Anzac Day is one that every single person gets behind and recognises. Because Friday is a public holiday, we will celebrate our Anzac ceremony here at Nudgee tomorrow morning. Obviously, the respect and responsibility that you bring to that is at the highest possible level. We are remembering and celebrating not just the many Nudgee old boys that died in pursuit of our freedom and liberty, but all soldiers worldwide, including those that still serve today. So tomorrow morning you'll go to normal PC. As per normal, you'll get to register for service activities on the student notices. And once the bell goes, as per normal Thursday bell times, you will make your way down to Ross Oval, where you'll be situated for our ceremony. Please ensure that you bring your hat with you, and please ensure that you are in your full formal uniform, including your blazer, for what is an incredibly important and special occasion for us as a school. So tomorrow morning, normal PC, and then you'll make your way down to Ross Oval, and the ceremony will take place for much of Period 1 and Period 2. Thank you for that. I hope to see many of you in the chapel at second break today as we remember Pope Francis, and it's my privilege to pass over to a number of the different sporting leaders to present and celebrate achievements from Term 1.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, members of CLT, Nudgee students, staff and families. I want to start by saying that I'm incredibly proud of the efforts and development of our 32 Nudgee cricket teams. Every player and coach has been outstanding representative of the college and our cricket program. Your dedication to this great sport is truly appreciated, and I congratulate all players and staff on making the 2025 season one to remember. Throughout the season, there were many exciting victories and brilliant individual performances. I'm sure every Nudgee cricketer experienced a special moment that they'll remember fondly. Beyond the competition, I hope you all enjoy playing alongside your schoolmates, develop new friendships, and relish the chance to sing the Nudgee war cry after a win. The Nudgee College cricket program is a large undertaking. Since commencement of pre-season, our cricketers have participated in over 200 training sessions and played more than 320 games, including practice fixtures, Sri Lanka tour games, and GPS fixtures. We were fortunate to have 45 dedicated coaching staff working with our players this season, including team coaches and specialist staff. The involvement of our head coaches, along with Nudgee academic staff and college old boys, ensures our cricketers receive great support and coaching each season. A special thank you to our Nudgee academic staff, Mr. Sam Bray, Mr. Cameron Brown, Mr. Luke Doran, Mr. Max Christensen, Mr. Stephen Mara, and Mr Simon Lilly for your valuable contributions to the cricket program this year. Many of our Nudgee teams produced strong results and high positions at the pointy end of the ladder this season. The program's win percentage finished at 72% across all GPS and supplementary fixtures played, with our first 11 finishing in third place, second 11 second place, 10A third place, 9A third place, 8A first place, 6A second place, 6C first place and undefeated season, and our 5A's first place and undefeated season. There are too many outstanding individual performances to mention, but I'd like to highlight Carter Thompson's season. Carter opened the batting and captained the Nudgee 9A team, which enjoyed a successful season. Carter led from the front with a record-breaking season with the bat, scoring 568 runs at an average of 142. This included scores of 101 not out, 68, 161, 88 and 123. These performances can only be achieved as an athlete if you make sacrifices and work incredibly hard like Carter does. Carter is Nudgee's equivalent to Mr. Cricket. Well done, your phenomenal season. At the representative level, Nudgee first 11 captain Hayden Hamilton was the vice captain of the Queensland Under-17s team who made the final of the Australian National Championships in Tasmania in January. And more recently, Year 10 student Corin Driver and Year 9 student Abay Dhaliwal represented Queensland Under-15 schoolboys at the National Carnival in Adelaide. Special mention to Abay, who scored a century in the final against New South Wales and was named the Australian Under-15s merit team. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the many individuals and groups who made the 2025 season possible. This includes our Nudgee Cricket Support Group, our generous program sponsors, Nudgee College Sports Team, the Nudgee College Property and Services Team, the Nudgee College Leadership Team, Christine Atchison, Nudgee Catering, Nick Graham, our wonderful cricket assistant, and of course our Nudgee parents and families. To our cricket players, thank you for representing the college with great pride and dedication as always. I hope to see you back in the Nudgee Whites in 2026. Now onto our Team Men Awards. Congratulations to the following boys who have been named Nudgee Team Men Award winners for the 2025 season. This prestigious award is presented to a player in each team who displays exemplary sportsmanship and conduct in all dealings with coaches, teammates, opposition and match officials. These players consistently train and play to the best of their ability, demonstrating pride in their school through the attitude and presentation on and off the field. Our 2025 Cricket Team Men winners are... Mr. Thompson to the stage, thank you. Year 5, 5F, Jasper Wright. 5E, Ashton Taylor. 5D, Will Coping. 5C, Flynn Cockcroft. 5B, Dylan Pereira. And 5A, Patrick Beasy. Year 6, 6E, Louis Currell. 6D, Taj Evans. 6C, Ethan O'Rourke. 6B, Xavier Chisholm. And 6A, Angus Griggs. Congratulations to our Year 5 and 6 winners. Year 7. 7E, Sam Herbert. 7D, Jono Webb. 7C, Hayden Brennan. 7B, Brodie Olaf. 7A, Lockie Tucker. Year 8, 8D, Freddie Morrison. 8C, Jonathan Chappell. 8B, Patrick Ganley. 8A, Isaac Brown. Congratulations, boys. Year 9, 9C, Charles Gibson. 9B, Isaac Deacon. 9A, Hamish Tucker. Year 10, Huxley Lay. 10D, 10C, Jaden Jalella. 10B, Harley Buey. 10A, Oliver Ransby. Congratulations, boys. Our Year 11 opens. 11B, Eamon Matthews. 11A, Max Lazzarini. 3rd 11, Harrison Kaur. And 2nd 11, Tanush Patel. Congratulations, boys. Can you please welcome Mr. Fabio Westphal, who will present the Volleyball Team Men Awards.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, members of the CLT, special guests, parents, and men of Nudgee College. In wrapping up the GPS volleyball season, it was pleasing to reflect on incredible participation results and community support that we experienced in Term 1. I would like to start by congratulating every one of the 420 boys who represented Nudgee during the 2025 GPS volleyball season. Across our 43 teams, we saw a real commitment to proudly representing the college and aiming to improve every day. It is an honor to be able to individually recognize some of the boys who demonstrated these behaviors each and every week. Before we get to that, I would like to take a moment to pass on a huge thank you to all our coaches, staff, and volunteers that were involved in making the season a grand success. The increasing numbers of teachers who were keen to be involved in the program was very pleasing. The season doesn't happen without you, and we truly appreciate your support in whatever capacity you were involved. To the Year 12s, who have now completed the Nudgee volleyball journey, we thank you for your contribution over the years. I'm sure if you look back to when you started, you would agree that you have left Nudgee volleyball in a much better place, and it was a privilege to see you play with such passion all season. It was our strongest year ever, result-wise, where we won 77% of 8-team matches, including the 6A, 8A, 9A, and 11A, all undefeated, as well as 67% of matches overall. And of course, the first 6 celebrated our 3rd GPS volleyball premiership, a feat that should be extremely proud of. The Nudgee spirit on display in our community continued to blow us away each week. capped off on a truly special occasion in round 9 against Terrace. While the first 6 results didn't go to plan, the passion shown on the sidelines was unmatched by anything we ever seen in Australian volleyball before. And these are sporting memories that the boys will hold onto dearly for the rest of their lives. Thank you all for making it such a fantastic occasion. And now, I would like to congratulate our Nudgee volleyball team for 2025. Please hold your applause. 5 white, Elliot Cockburn. 5 blue, Hamish Thompson. 5B, Sawyer Pugh. 5A, Leo Anderson. 6 white, Hayden Brown. 6 blue, Jonah Salmani. 6B, Ethan Chamberlain. 6A, Angus Gids. Please congratulate our year 5 and 6 team, man. Seven golds, Levi Keast. 7 whites, Will Binney. 7 blue, Tom Easton. 7D, Mason McDonald. 7C, Patrick McAvoy. 7B, Saxon Crowcamp. 7A, Noah Graham. 8 golds, Eden Spencer. 8 white, Mitchell Windle. 8 blue, Janav Patel. 8D, Jasper Telford Chalana. 8C, Anzac O'Brien. 8B, Charlie Smith. 8A, Matthias Beckers. Please congratulate our year 7, 8 team, man. Nine white, James Ebringer. 9 blue, Toby Cornell. 9G, Sam Hardman. 9C, Keelan McKnight. 9B, Hudson Price. 9A, Cooper Albert. 10D, Sebastian Matiusi. 10C, Harper Cameron. 10B, Joe Fenton. 10A, Charlie Walker. Please congratulate our year 9 and 10 team, man. (11E) Oliver Shaw. 11D, Ethan Cockburn. 11C, Sam Coleman. 11B, Lucas Steinui. 11A, Matthew Fuller. 5th 6, Simi Loban. 4th 6, Ryan French. 3rd 6, Toby Harvey. 2nd 6, Xander Isles. Please congratulate our year 11s and Opens team, man. It's now my pleasure to invite First Six Captain Flynn Toomey to the stage to present the GPS Volleyball Trophy to Mr. Thompson. Wishing you all football and tennis players a fantastic season. Thank you very much.
What makes the Nudgee footballer is really the football program and all the relationships you make and all the people that you see.
Teamwork, hard work, resilience and good sportsmanship.
I think a Nudgee footballer is someone who is grateful for the opportunity. Not everyone gets to wear the blue and white stripes, so don't take it for granted. And someone who can always put the team before themselves. Cheers, boys. Have a good year.
Hey boys, how are ya? What I think makes a Nudgee footballer would have to be ruthlessness. Just not fearing any player, going out there and just giving you 100% all. I think that definitely makes a Nudgee footballer.
I guess a lot of things makes a Nudgee footballer, but definitely commitment and motivation to try your best.
Work and high fives and just being like around, consistency, being with your teammates, just a fun experience.
They have good sportsmanship and they really commit to soccer.
Just playing as a team, not getting angry if somebody kicks the ball up by accident or doesn't do a good pass or decides to shoot instead of pass. It's like just playing as a team and not individual.
So the advantages here of coming here and playing at this school outweigh all the other schools. And I think the determination that they've got to have to get through these exams and get out there in the sporting fields, it makes all sense to, it's a wonderful college to come to.
They're respectful towards their teammates, the coaches and the opposition. A Nudgee footballer will always be humble in victory and gracious in defeat, and they will learn the skill sets that they can use on and off the pitch.
Is someone who plays for the school, their team and their peers before themselves, someone who gives their all at every moment, and someone who is primarily a good man before they're a good footballer.
For me, a Nudgee footballer is someone who gives their all for the entire time on the pitch and are just as respectful off the pitch.
G'day boys. To me, a Nudgee footballer is a player who plays with heart, discipline, gives their all in the field and respects their opponents.
What I think makes a Nudgee footballer is definitely your mentality. To have that mongrel inside you, to have that grit, to have that hard working ethic. Because boys, you've got to remember, not everyone is meant to be like us Nudgee footballers.
To me, it's always about team. Nudgee footballer is a guy who puts the team first and puts ahead of whatever he wants. It's about the guy who makes that last-ditch tackle, makes the run, maybe a run that no one else notices, a run that's unrewarded. The guy who does it for his team and his teammates and celebrates their success as well as his own. And ultimately, it's like everything at Nudgee, it's around that beautiful Nudgee spirit and never being beaten. Boys, I wish you well for the season ahead.
Just the community spirit here. I mean, there is such a thing, it's almost tangible, the Nudgee spirit, and I think I've benefited from that along the way, as so many other people have too. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love it.
It's pride, I think it's passion, I think it's heart, it's attitude, it's application first and foremost. Resilience, and you have to be. And then obviously the ability, and we look at technical aspects with that, but you know, they're things that we can help develop and kick on. We've obviously got talented players here, but we're really heavily on the mental side of the game as well, and pushing players to the max and challenging, meeting individual needs. So I think what makes a Nudgee player is pretty much that.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, members of the CLT, special guests, parents, friends, and Nudgee men. Resilience, relationships, hard work, teamwork, sportsmanship, gratefulness, giving 100%, commitment, consistency, determination, respect, Humility, playing with heart, team first, and attitude and pride are some of the words that were just used to describe what makes a Nudgee footballer. I think Jamie, the 2024 First 11 captain, summed it up perfectly when he said it is all about being a good person. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, our focus for all our boys is clear: being a good person. Two simple words that carry enormous weight both on and off the field. Sport, particularly football, is one of the great teachers. It helps shape the life skills we hope our young men will carry beyond the Nudgee gates: being on time, responding to feedback, showing resilience after disappointment. These are the lessons that matter most, and football gives us the perfect stage to pass them on. I want to take a moment to thank the entire Nudgee football community, from those running the EREA barbecue, to the Nudgee staff and coaches involved in the program, to the many parents and guardians who turn up week after week in support. Whether your son is one of the 70 Year 5 boys just starting his Nudgee football journey, or one of the 90 Year 12 boys nearing the final whistle of his time here, your involvement is what keeps the program strong. We truly appreciate it. This season, our First 11 are not only aiming to reclaim the GPS trophy, but more importantly, they are representing the Nudgee College with pride, integrity, and determination. Regardless of the final result, we can all be proud of the effort and commitment these boys continue to show. It would take more than just the 18 boys on stage today to make this season a success. It would take an entire squad and community. But today, we are proud to present the young men who will lead the charge in round 1 this Saturday at 1:15 on Ross Oval against Brisbane State High. We also wish every boy across every sport the very best of luck this term. Enjoy every moment, it goes quickly. I'd now like to welcome Mr. Thompson and First 11 head coach Mr. Nick Green to the stage to present the 2025 First 11 with their jerseys. Finally, it's my pleasure to hand over to our 2025 First 11 football captain, Jackson O'Reilly, who will now introduce this year's First 11 squad.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, guests, teachers, and my fellow Nudgee brothers. On behalf of the football squad, I want to begin by sending our full support and best wishes to this tennis squad. We stand by you as you take on your season, and we'll be there courtside whenever we can to cheer you on. As for our football journey, this pre-season hasn't been easy. It's tested us, it's pushed us, but through every challenge, it's also lit a fire in us. A hunger to be better, a drive to rise above. What it's forged is a group of young men who are ready not just to compete, but to represent something far greater than themselves. The names I'm about to read out belong to boys who have committed to something bigger, to each other, to this jersey, and to every single person in this room. They are ready to wear the blue and white with pride, to walk out onto Ross with their heads high, and to fight for the honour of representing this college. We don't take that lightly, and we will give you everything we have to make you boys proud. With that being said, I'm honoured to announce the members of the First 11 football squad for 2025. Number 1, Lucas Kolnagi Kruger. Number 2, Lucas Chandler. Number 4, Charlie Parkin. Number 5, Archie Mitchell. Number 6, Lachlan Highfield. Number 7, Oscar Arankajay. Number 8, Lewis McGorry. Number 9, Carter Hammond. Number 10, and our vice captain, Lockie Cook. Number 11, Reese Williams. Number 12, Riley Boone. Number 13, Jackson Dalton. Number 14, Declan Warnes. Number 15, Nick Franklin. Number 16, Miller Childs. Number 17, Ollie Allen. And number 20, Phoenix Jerkovic.
And number 3, and our first 11 captain for 2025, Jackson O'Reilly. Please put your hands together for our 2025 first 11 football squad.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, special guests, staff, parents, and our great cohort of Nudgee students. My name is Brett Page, and I'm the tennis director here at Nudgee College. Just want to make a quick welcome back to everybody. Hope you had a great holiday with your family, especially our large boarding community. Hope you get some good quality time with your family. Tennis is coming up, term 2. All the boys are super excited for our GPS season. We had a strong pre-season, 7 weeks of on and off court training, lots of internal singles and doubles matches, external trial matches, and we had players competing on the holidays in local, state, national and international tournaments throughout term 1. But primarily, I'm here to introduce our 2025 tennis captain, Riley Jensen. Riley is our captain, an incredibly important member of our first 4 team. He's a player and a person that leads by example, a strong competitor, a great motivator, and an even better teammate. But most of all, what an unbelievable example to be what it is to be a Nudgee man. So Riley, on behalf of our Nudgee tennis community, thank you for all your efforts over the years, starting tennis in year 7, playing in the A's all the way through. Thanks for your effort, your sportsmanship, and your friendship to all of our junior tennis players. And I look forward to you leading the program into our 2025 season. Can we please put our hands together for our 2025 tennis captain, Riley Jensen.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, special guests, staff, parents, and my Nudgee brothers. My name is Riley Jensen, and I have the pleasure of being tennis captain for 2025. We are now only 3 days away from round 1, and all the boys in the program can't wait to hit the courts. With countless hours of training across the off-season, all players are striving to bring their best to the other 8 GPS schools. But this season, it's not just about results. It's about pride, effort, and representing something bigger than ourselves. Every match is a chance to show our resilience, our character, and the hours we have all put in behind the scenes. As a great Australian recently said, adversity is a privilege. Boys, if you're down, don't stop. Fight for every ball, every point, and every game. Enjoy the fight, and most importantly, have fun. Finally, on behalf of all the boys in the program, I would like to thank all the coaches, specifically Brett Page and Amar Haynes, for the countless hours they put into the program, everything from the late nights, stringing rackets, to the early morning training sessions. Everything you guys do is greatly appreciated by all the boys. Good luck to all footballers and cross-country runners on their seasons. Thank you. I would now like to invite Mr. Thompson and Mr. Haynes to the stage to introduce my fellow first 4 teammates. Isaac Michael. Pratik Navin. And Samuel Murray. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, staff, parents, and Nudgee men. At Nudgee, we believe in the power of words, the power to persuade, to challenge ideas, to stand for something. And nowhere is that more alive than in our debating program. 2025 has been a terrific season for Nudgee debating, a season filled with victories and fierce competition, but more importantly, with growth, resilience, and learning. Across year levels, we have seen boys step up, speak out, and support one another through every speech, rebuttal, and adjudication. A huge thank you to our dedicated coordinators and old boy coaches for their work this season. On behalf of the 2025 debating team, I'm pleased to acknowledge some students who exemplify the spirit of our program. But first, I now welcome Mr. Thompson to the stage to present the Team Man and IDC awards to these students. Please hold your applause until the end of each group. The Team Man Award is presented to debaters who consistently demonstrate a drive to improve, a strong sense of teamwork, a willingness to take on feedback, and reliability and commitment. Additionally, the International Debating Competition, or IDC, offers a unique platform for students to sharpen their skills in public speaking and critical thinking against top schools in Australia and beyond. This morning, we'll also be acknowledging our IDC team on stage as well. The recipients are Nikki Buwimba, 5.1 Team Man Award, Will Irvine, 5.2 Team Man Award, Louis Thomas, 6.1 Team Man Award, Jack Cooper, 6.2 Team Man Award, Jack Williams, 7.1 Team Award. Jack was also in the IDC and was recognised as the co-8th best speaker in the primary division. 7.2 Rithvik Ramesh, who was absent. Year 8, Fred Guppy. 8.2 Dehan Duwaj, who was absent. 9.1 Team Man Harry Orr. And 9.2 Team Man Tom Stanford. Could we please congratulate our first group of award recipients? Year 10.1 Team Man, Kai Istria. 10.2 Team Man, Carl Sherman. 11.1 Team Man, Lockie Lewis. 11.2 Team Man, Sam Duffy. 12.1 Team Man, Dermot Clancy. And Senior A Team Man, Tejas Ashok. Tejas also participated in our Senior IDC team. Now to our IDC award recipients, Hamish Patel. Hamish was also recognised as the 4th best speaker in the primary division. Freddie Orr. Oliver Clancy, who was also recognised as the co-8th best speaker in the primary division. Harvey Kasprowicz. Ryan Katme, who is absent this morning. Troy Lee, who is absent this morning. Samuel Chambers. And Tom Cooley. Apologies. And Ben Sands, thank you. Could we please congratulate all of our recipients? To any student sitting here who's ever thought, I think I could give debating a go, now's the time. With masterclasses, coaching and QDU competitions in full swing, there are plenty of chances to get involved. If you're interested, please contact Debating at Nudgee. Thank you.
Good morning, parents who are still with us and those online, my very valued colleagues, students of Nudgee College and particularly those in Magee House in Tierney Auditorium. Good morning. Take a moment now, gents. I know it's been a wonderful assembly to this point and we're straight back into the term and it's great to see everyone in their formal uniform, but remember where we are, so please sit up straight in your seats. And just give me your attention for a moment until I hand over to Ms. Hale. Firstly, gents, I want to welcome everybody back to Term 2. And like I said before, it's great to see you, that change from our summer uniforms to our formal uniforms. I want to extend a very warm welcome. We have a number of new students who are commencing at Nudgee in Term 2. So please be sure if you come across these young men, of course you would know, having everyone in this room would have had a first day at some point at Nudgee College, and it is a bit of a nerve-wracking experience, so please make sure that it is a warm welcome that you extend to those young men as you come across them throughout today and across this week. Trust that you had a very good break, and during that break, and we hear the common saying that Nudgee never sleeps, and there were so many activities on. Every time I came up to the school here, there were hundreds of students who were involved in various activities. We know that there were tours that went on, and we'll hear more about those as the term goes on. But it's important that we acknowledge all of those people who make that possible. And we have a number of staff in the room here who gave up big proportions of their holidays to ensure that those activities ran and were able to be carried out. So I'd ask that you just, with a brief round of applause, acknowledge all of those staff who gave up time during the recent break. I want to congratulate, and I got to do it with a handshake, but publicly congratulate all of our team men from debating, cricket and volleyball. And also well done and good luck to our first 4 tennis players and our first 11 footballers. And a very big congratulations to both Riley and Jackson, and I know you will lead your respective sports very well. Best of luck to all those students who are taking part in those 2 sports that I mentioned there, but also a nod to our cross-country runners who have until May 22nd, so there's around about 5 weeks that our cross-country team have to whip themselves into shape and make sure they're ready for GPS championships that are to be held at Limestone Park. If you're thinking of, or you know that you've got a bit of fitness there, I encourage you to get along Monday and Wednesday mornings, Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, so check your notices for that. I loved, gentlemen, before Mr. Condon quoted Jamie Waddington, our 2024 Ducks, about what it is to be a good footballer at Nudgee. But we could extend that to any activity or any time you represent the college. And the most important thing there is that you are first and foremost a good person. All right, and I think we started our assembly in a beautiful way by Mr. Waugh, and I'm just going to piggyback off the back of that in acknowledging the passing of Pope Francis. And this is an incredibly significant moment in the Catholic Church. So I thank Mr. Waugh for starting that. And as you would recognise, the world sadly lost an incredible leader and a human being. For us as a Catholic community, losing a pope is an incredibly sad and significant event. Since Nudgee College was founded 134 years ago, the world has only had 11 popes in that time. The significant loss of Pope Francis, who was named Jorge Bergoglio until his election on March 14 in 2013, can be seen across the world. Australian government buildings, even though we are predominantly not a Catholic society in Australia, but Australian government buildings all flew their flags at half-mast yesterday to honour the passing of such a wonderful Catholic man. The world did not know what they were getting when this relatively unknown cardinal from Buenos Aires in Argentina stood on the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square in the Vatican, and instead of blessing those present, which traditionally a pope would do, they would normally give a blessing to the hundreds of thousands of people amassed and the millions and millions who are watching on TV. Instead of giving a blessing, he very humbly asked, "Can you pray for me?" This was a sign of his humility, and Mr. Waugh touched on that, and his belief in the power of prayer. I've often discussed the need for humility and how this comes about through showing gratitude to others. Now, this quote that you'll see on the board in a moment, I've used over and over, so I won't read it verbatim, from Brené Brown. And again, Mr. Waugh touched on that. So I'll give you a moment just to look through that. Pope Francis often spoke of the privilege of being Pope, but also the fact that he never sought to be Pope. And you could see that if you ever have a chance to look up the video when he was installed as Pope on the balcony. There's just this stunned look of a person who's going, what has just happened? I don't understand this. He had a return flight booked to Argentina. One of the things that he had to do, one of his main priorities after he became Pope, was he had to ring the news agency where he had a paper subscription to cancel the delivery of his paper. So it was something that he never sought in life. In fact, when asked by a reporter very early in his pontificate to describe who he was, he stated, "I am a sinner." So he was someone who knew the flaws of the human being. He never put himself above others. It was something that he continually worked on, and he nearly went to daily confession, reconciliation, to confess the sins. I don't know what sin that man would have ever done. However, that's what he was part of. That was what was part of his life. He also knew the meaning of joy, and you'll see on the screen in a moment a beautiful quote there. Joy springs from a grateful heart. So it ties in that first message there around being grateful, showing gratitude. And the Pope was a huge proponent of this. There is much we can learn from this great man, but I think that the greatest gift that he gave the world was that of his humility. These final images, I just want to talk to each of them. So you can see when they come up on the screen. And Mr. Wall spoke about him riding the metro in Rome. Which will be your top left there, you can see a photo of Cardinal Bergoglio before he became Pope Francis. And that was how he got to work every single day. He just rode the tram that existed throughout Buenos Aires. He didn't live in the Cardinal's palace. He had a little apartment in that bustling city. And so he just commuted like every other worker. The photo on the top right is a beautiful image. It was only a couple of hours before this shot was taken that Pope Francis was dressed in black like all of his cardinal brothers there. Now, normally when a cardinal gets elevated to Pope, that's it. They get taken off to the papal palace, and that's where they remain. However, Pope Francis insisted, I'm no different. I'm just wearing different gear. And he got the minibus that transported all of the cardinals back to the hotel where they were staying, called Santa Marta. And when he got back to that hotel, the first thing he did, as you can see at the bottom there, he had to go and pay his bill. Normally a pope would not even consider that. Someone else would do those sort of jobs. This actually became the place that he lived for the remainder of his life. The papal palace, which was set aside a very special area of the Vatican, he never set foot inside it. He lived in a tiny little apartment like he did when he was in Buenos Aires. He was an incredibly humble man. And that is, I think, the most important lesson that we can learn from Pope Francis. He did wonderful things in the area of inclusion, in the area of bringing the Catholic Church into the modern day. But like I said to you, like I quoted you at the start there, I think we all need to do over these next couple of, until his burial on Saturday, over this next week, we need to ensure that we continue to pray for him. Gentlemen, I wish you all the best for term 2. Always a very exciting time at Nudgee, the start of every term. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you all around. Thank you.
Good morning, staff, parents, and Nudgee men. I want to just first of all wish you a warm welcome back to Nudgee, and a particular welcome to our new students commencing this morning. And I also want to wish you the best of luck for the term ahead. On the screen very soon is a quote that I hope explains why we do what we do at Nudgee. So high achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectation. And that's what we have here at Nudgee of each and every one of you, high expectations. At the beginning of term 1, I stood up here and ran through the new classroom culture processes. and highlighted to you the expectations that we have. And the main reason why we have those expectations is to ensure that you get the best out of your time at Nudgee. So this morning, I just want to reset, remind you of those expectations that we have. And you can see on the screen the posters that are all around the campus in every classroom. I will say that last term, you fully committed to these processes. And it was wonderful to walk around the campus and see the calmness, the productiveness of lessons taking place. And I hope that you're able to reflect on term one and see that Nudgee was a better place because of these very simple expectations. So just a reminder, gentlemen, that these high expectations continue. The aim is that they become more than posters in a classroom. The aim is that they are the norm. This is how a Nudgee man behaves. And then this is how a Nudgee man achieves their very, very best. So a reminder of our entrance and exit procedures. I'm not going to run through them, but just a reminder that as soon as we leave here and we go to our first class, we'll be welcomed by our teacher at the door, and we're standing with our equipment ready to go in and learn. And also the second image there you can see is a reminder of our 3R process. Okay, in feedback from students and staff, we are definitely using that process. There are boys that are absolutely getting themselves to the remind stage, but then they're able to correct any inappropriate behavior before we're needing to remove. That's a process working. So your staff members will continue recognizing and reminding behavior that is not of the standard expected in the classroom. And it is your job, gentlemen, to recognize that yourselves and correct that behavior with support from your teachers. So I wish you all the best in recommitting to those processes, and I thank you in advance for that. So we go to the week ahead, which is very short, so this won't take long. So on Thursday, tomorrow, we've already spoken about our Anzac service, ensuring that we are in full uniform with our blazers. I will use this opportunity now to let you know that blazers will be compulsory from tomorrow. Okay, so from tomorrow you are to wear your blazer at all times during the school day. You can take it off during class time, and as we're walking around school, we have our blazer on. So from tomorrow, gents, they are compulsory. And then on Friday, we have our public holiday for our Anzac Day. A reminder for our social justice activities. Mr. Ward's already spoken to those. Opportunities to sign up for our Term 2 activities will be in the notices. Let's ensure that we are committing to those as well this term. And then finally, we have our first round of sports. So I will hand over now to Liam Jaggers, Fogarty Year 12, for 3 cheers. Thank you, Liam. Okay, gents, that's the bell. We're going to sit and wait for further instructions. Parents, I will ask that you may make your leave now before the crowds. Okay, thank you, gents, for final instructions. Let's have you looking this way and listening. Okay, we are using Friday bells today so that you can get all 5 of your Wednesday classes in. So from here, when I dismiss you house by house, you are going to head to your Wednesday period 1 class. Your Wednesday period 1 class. Okay, let's have Barrett House. Mr. Carmody, could you turn the light down, please? Duggan House.